Northwest, an action-packed hour about everything golf. Now, here's your host for Golf in the Northwest, Jason Swigard.
And a fine good morning to you all. Ready to get into June, summer. Well, summer will be here. It's sort of showing up. Sunday and Monday, you're going to need a simulator. Sounds like the atmospheric river is on its way. One good final dose of, hopefully it's not too much water for the courses around here. But after that, it looks like summer's coming next week, midweek, upper 80s, possibly touching 90 here soon. And it's ready to go for everybody. We just got to get through Sunday and Monday.
Well, guess what? I'm going to Sun River after this.
Excellent.
Yes.
I keep getting pinged. I'm going to have to get out there. They've got a great unlimited golf sort of overnight stay sort of package. So
that's what I was told. I was getting my hair cut yesterday, and I told my barber that, and he said, "Oh, you're going out there to golf?" And I go, "Nope."
We're going to make you a golfer one day. I don't know what it is.
I'm bringing my rackets. I'm playing tennis.
That's okay. Tennis, pickleball. They got pickleball courts out there, I think, now.
They got this big old complex called Shark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have not been to Sun River recently, so I know that there have been some changes. Black Butte, always wonderful.
Oh, Black Butte's beautiful. And though coming from somebody that does not follow golf and doesn't partake, I will tell you walking around those courses is pretty beautiful. Because it integrates into they call all of Black Butte, it just integrates into the forest itself, you know?
And that's what any good sort of golf course design takes advantage of, what's there naturally. It helps to kind of preserve green space and area, some wildlife, all of those things. And if it's done well and done right, no better, obviously, what they did down there at Bandon, kind of just all natural, not trying to mess with stuff too much as they lay the golf course out. So when you get to those places, hope to get over to Central Oregon a couple of times. And we were at Tethro last year, which is absolutely unbelievable. If you have not had
you did a live show there, right?
We did a live show from Tethro. They were wonderful. The course, if you haven't had a chance to play it yet, they do have some opportunities for the public to play it. It is a membership area. And a lot of places over in Bend, kind of resort sort of places, there's some membership, but there are chances to play. Brasada Ranch is over there, Pronghorn's over there, just some absolutely unbelievable courses, designs. I know there's plans for a newer one coming in Redmond at some point. It may be open, but
tell you what, Redmond's growing, man.
The whole area is growing.
Yeah.
But it's still very it's not overgrown yet.
It's still country. Still country a bit. Bend has tilted towards the
well, I go obviously
pretending to be cosmopolitan.
Yeah, my son's over there though.
Oh,
and
is he?
Yeah, he's graduated now. Graduation ceremonies are in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Pretty
so he's living over in Bend?
So yeah, he's still living over there.
Nice.
So he's got a job, you know, a working job, college job, but he's hoping to find something that uses his degree. And
hey man, you got some excuse to go down there now.
I got plenty of excuse, and
see your son,
see my son, place to crash. So yeah, I would expect me sometime in the next month, as the Hops have a lot of road games coming up soon. Yeah. So, but we got another weekend out at the Hops. I know the race is in town at PIR. Should be okay. Weather-wise, getting it in today. We'll have that for you here on the Fan. But we do have golf over the next hour. U.S. Women's Open going on. Their biggest major of the year. Lancaster Country Club proving to be more than a test that some would have thought coming in. Second time they played that course. Much, much more difficult test for the women this week. Many, many notable names not making the cut, including the world number one. We'll hear, how do you make a 10 on a par 3? Well, the number one ranked women's golfer will tell you, because that's what she did if you missed it earlier in the week. And Lexi Thompson, I think the big announcement was she announced this would be her last U.S. Open. She plans on retiring from playing a full LPGA Tour schedule after this season. We may see her at a few events, but hard to believe at age 29, this is her 18th U.S. Open that she has qualified for. She first qualified when she was 12, one of those child prodigies along with Michelle Wie and Morgan Pressel and young teenagers that are able to, develop that skill and be proficient at an early age. But now at 29, ready for different things.
That's what I always find interesting about the country club sports, your tennis, your golf, any of that, is the fact that you start so early. And I feel like that's what the sport has going for it in a lot of ways, is the fact you get to see if they are that good for that long, because it's pretty rare. You get to see the growing up. You get to see the maturation of it all.
And sometimes
the NBA even you got like a 10-year window, and that's about it. Well, and that's lucky.
And that's one of the things. We have a guest coming up in the business of golf at 8:30. Kat Garish-Magner has a newer facility. It's called the Cottage Golf Studio. It's in Beaverton. She was a PGA associate professional, opened up her own little studio there. Kind of focused on bringing more women and girls into the game. It's one of the fastest growing demographics of coming into the game. Want to get her philosophy on, seeing sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, whether it's golf or tennis. Some of them can handle it. Some of them, Jennifer Capriati in tennis, reached heights early on. We see Naomi Osaka right now, who burst onto the scene at a young age and has had to step aside. And sometimes it's overwhelming, emotionally, just unsure of how to deal with anything. Coco Gauff seems to be able to handle it on the tennis side. So Rose Zhang has popped up now. A little older, able to go to Stanford, play some college, but we're seeing these younger players, a lot more platform for them. The U.S., a lot more focus on women's golf with the women's amateur. What Augusta did with their amateur, much more focus and attention on college golf. So we'll see. We'll get her opinion because she also coaches the girls' golf team at Valley Catholic. So there's a lot more opportunity, a lot more attention being paid to them. How does she teach her students, especially the younger ones, to keep things in focus? How do you create that balance? We'll hear from Lexi Thompson, some of her speech at her press conference, both before the tournament and then upon not making the cut. So plenty to get to today. As always, we start, though, by going inside the ropes.
It's time for an insider's look at the leaderboards, the latest on all tours, plus local golf events and golf news. This is Inside the Ropes, part of Golf in the Northwest.
4 tours we are keeping an eye on this week. We'll start with the Champions Tour. Richard Bland of the Live Tour won their senior PGA championship last week. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get to take any of the benefits of playing on the Champions Tour because he's signed to the Live Tour. So they are in the Wakanda Club in Des Moines, Iowa. Ernie Els, Big Easy, shooting his lowest round on Champions Tour in his career, a 10 under 62 in round one. He's got a 2-shot lead over Stephen Ames and Ricardo Gonzalez and Vijay Singh, and he will see if he can come up with a championship on there. Ernie, it's good to see Big Easy still swinging it. So smooth. He's got his fingers in so many things in golf worldwide, especially helping in his native country, South Africa, to help a lot of we're seeing so many more young professionals. They have the Sunshine Tour down there as well. He continues to be involved promoting golf, helping the next generation of golfers achieve their dreams on a worldwide stage. But it is his lowest 18 holes in Champions Tour history. He had 63 a couple of times before, and it tied the low 18-hole score in the history of the Principal Charity Classic. And just his ninth start, he's got 3 top 10s this year, yet to win on the Champions Tour this season. Korn Ferry Tour, well, they are in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Raleigh Country Club, the 2024 UNC Health Championship presented by Stitch. And your leader, Nelson Ledesma, at 6 under par. He trying to get back on the PGA Tour. He came through the Korn Ferry Tour back when it was the Web.com Tour. Had a couple of wins, played his way on. He's a 2-time winner, got his card in 2019, had a few seasons. A lot of those guys that came, got their cards, and then had to get through the COVID years, had trouble keeping their cards out of Argentina, but trying to play his way back in there. A victory would move him all the way up into the top 25. He's 118th on the points list. Daniel Summerhays, Patrick Welch, Carter Jenkins right behind at -4. And then our good friend Scott Harrington, currently tied for 5th at -4. The Portland native, you remember, he got his card right there in the COVID time after years and years of grinding it out. Still looking for his first Korn Ferry Tour win. He was able to get his card, had a couple of top 5 finishes, top 3 finishes that year, played his way in, but he's still looking for that first victory. And so Scotty, hoping this might be the week for him. He needs some points, quite frankly. He's 168th on that points list, and a win could move him up near the top 25. PGA Tour north of the border at the RBC Canadian Open. Robert McIntyre of Scotland at 10 under par. Ryan Fox of Australia tied with him. Nice to see Joel Damon at 8 under par. He's had a rough season, a rough go of it so far this year. But if he could play his way into a victory, move himself up the FedEx Cup standings. And again, this year, it's a quick cut, just the top 70 get into the FedEx Cup playoffs. So it's a scramble week to week. This was also the tournament for our good buddy Alistair Doherty out of Vancouver after his second-place finish at the Myrtle Beach Classic a couple of weeks back. That finish got him qualified here. Unfortunately, could not make the cut. Respectable showing, +3, a 71 and a 72 up there in Hamilton, Ontario, but just could not get the putter going. But it's great experience for him, and we'll wonder and see. And we're hoping to catch up with him in the next couple of weeks. I think he's going to take a break, although he needs to get back on the Korn Ferry Tour, see if he can get a big finish, a victory. He's chasing it down. But I'm curious to see after this experience of being so close. He had the 36-hole lead in last week's Korn Ferry Tour tournament and unfortunately couldn't get it done on the weekend. But is this fueling his fire now? He understands, okay, work on these finer points and get back on the grind. And he's there at the tip. He can taste it if it's going to fuel him, or if it's, he's starting to wonder and doubting himself. You can see it going either ways. And what we've seen from the tour, from professional golf over the last few weeks, we know how fragile and how important that mental toughness is, the mental acuity to stay focused and in the moment without having it overwhelm your ability to look at the long-term picture. So hopefully we'll talk to Alistair here in the next couple of weeks. The U.S. Women's Open, that's the headliner this week. Second major on the LPGA Tour season. Lancaster Country Club in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, hosting for the second time, and it is proving to be an extremely tough test for the women. Just 4 players under par after 2 rounds. Wachani Michai of Thailand, a name pretty unfamiliar to most Americans, is your leader, 4 under par. A 69 in round 1, a 67 yesterday. Started her round on the back 9 with 4 consecutive birdies. Birdies are tough to come by on this course with the way that they have set it up. That gave her a little cushion. American Andrea Lee in second at 2 under. She got her first LPGA Tour victory here at Portland at the Portland Classic in 2022. A pair of 69s there. Minjee Lee, the Australian, looking for her second U.S. Open. She's tied with Yuka Saso, also a previous U.S. Open winner, at 1 under par. But for the field, +8 was the cut. It's the second highest cut ever in the history of the U.S. In a major since 2020. The Royal Troon, the AIG Women's Open, had a +9 cut back in 2020. It was 2014 the last time the U.S. Women's Open had a cut of +8. So 75 players making the cut at 8 over par. And there were a lot of names that did not make the cut, a lot of prominent names. World number 1, Nelly Korda, did not make the cut. Rose Zhang did not make the cut. Lexi Thompson, playing in what she believes is her final U.S. Open, unable to make that cut as well. So a lot of names, a lot of the top names that people were looking for. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of viewership they get. NBC will have the coverage here on the weekend. The course is outstanding, just a par 70, a William Flynn design, unique design, a lot of slope, a lot of elevation in this course, and it's proving to be a very, very difficult challenge. Already on the opening day, Nelly Korda, the world number 1 ranked women's player, a 10 on a par 3. We will hear from here in a little bit. We'll also hear from Lexi Thompson. So that's what's going on around the tours. We'll come back and we'll kind of talk about this U.S. Women's Open, hear from Lexi Thompson, hear from Nelly Korda a little bit, and then coming up at the bottom of the hour, we will talk with PGA Associate Professional Kat Garish-Magner, her Cottage Golf Studio, what it's like to coach the next generation of women's players, and some of the lessons that they are seeing as this generation, some of the names that we all grew up with, the Michelle Wies, the Lexi Thompsons, at seemingly young ages when they could be playing much more, have a longer professional career, are deciding to cut out of their professional careers as far as competition and move into other aspects of their life. Busy week here. It's Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Hey, it's Suk. And guys, for those of you with a full head of hair, congratulations. Studies show that one of the most attractive physical features is a full head of hair. It sucks to be me, because you know what the least attractive? Well, hair loss. And some say that no amount of cars or houses or success can make up for balding, as it leaves the greatest lasting impression. But it doesn't have to be that way for a lot of you. For me, it's too late. But Advanced Hair has the quick one-day solution for a lot of your hair losses that can make you look 10 to 20 years younger. No more expensive pills or topicals, just your very own natural hair, guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has improved tens of thousands of lives, and I sure wish they were around when I went bald decades ago. Did I mention with Advanced Hair, your own natural hair begins to grow the very next day? So for your free, no-hassle consultation, call 503-832-HAIR. And if you qualify, you get $250 and 250 free hair grafts. That's 503-832-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Are you ready to take advantage of longer days, warmer weather? Hey, it's Swag back with you from my friends at Forest Hills Golf Course out in Cornelius, my home course. Have you been out there recently, seen all the great work that Marcus and his crew has done? The green on 16 is completed, the split fairway, new green on 17, and the new forward tee boxes have all been seated, will be ready for play this season. Get your round dialed in now at Forest Hills Golf Course, golfforesthills.com. Tell them Swag sent you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're looking for the most epic place on earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You can find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
This is Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Welcome back in. Jason Swigard here with you on 1080 The Fan, 99.5 HD2. YouTube. We on YouTube this morning, Will?
Hell yeah.
All right. Hi, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us. Kat, let me get this right. Garish Magner going to join us from Cottage Golf Studio right over there in Beaverton coming up in the bottom of the hour. For the business of golf. Want to remind everybody that Autotown GMC presents the 10th annual Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms on Thursday, July 11th. Truly a unique golf experience with us. The afternoon round is now sold out. Some foursomes remaining, but the morning round filling up fast too. So if you were on the fence thinking about it, you got to dive in, get your foursome. All booked up. Matt's Barbecue's back serving their award-winning food. The usual array of craft beverages will be in effect. Victor Rico's Mexican food, bringing back their famous breakfast burritos for those of you in the morning round. You can warm up for your round on the Michelob Ultra driving range. And once again, we'll have our shows out there broadcasting live from the course, including Dirt and Sprague. They will be out there. I will be out there at some point, not sure when and in what capacity. I'm working on some things behind the scenes. Hope to have those done here in the next couple of weeks. But your favorite fan hosts will be there. We'll all be hanging out at some point on Langdon's infamous par 3 6th hole, imparting our golfing wisdom. Maybe we'll take a tee shot for you if you need to. That is brought to you by Doers. So sign up your foursome now, 1080thefan.com before the 10th annual Fan Golf Classic is completely sold out. Early round coverage going on the Women's U.S. Open, round 3 from Lancaster Country Club. We do see some red numbers there in the early going, so hopefully for the leaders, an ability for them to go out and post a number, maybe somebody coming. But again, it was a bear for the first 2 days. Rose Zhang not making the cut. Nelly Korda didn't make the cut. Brooke Henderson, defending champion Allison Corpuz, Patty Tavatanikit, who just won, Jennifer Kupcho. Those are some of the names shooting 11, 12, 13 over par. And so even the best players in the world, this game is hard, and no better example came than on the 12th hole, which looks like a fairly benign 160-some-odd yard par 3 downhill, but there's a little moat right in front of the green, a false front. The pin was tucked up front, and it proved to be a challenge that caused Nelly Korda to shoot a 10 on a par 3. First time she's ever done that in almost 10,000 holes of LPGA play. And she described, think about how many times you put a snowman down at 10, how many times that happened in your round. What if you had to go in and explain just what happened? She had to do that after round 1.
Yeah, we waited for like 25 to 30 minutes on that tee too. And I was in between a 7-iron and a 6-iron, and I just didn't really know what to hit. You know, obviously sometimes it's not really good seeing the girls play in front of you because two of them, Gabby came up short of the water, and I think Ingrid went into the water. And it was just a tough day. So I just, I put I kind of teed it up behind the tee box a little, one club length back. I hit a 6-iron and it just kind of penetrated through the wind, and it went into the back bunker, and I kind of had a leaf under my ball. So when I hit it, it just kind of rocketed through. Couldn't really do anything about that. And just hit some really bad chips over and over again.
So what did she make of that opening round?
Not a lot of positive thoughts, honestly. I just didn't play well today. I didn't hit it good. I found myself in the rough a lot, and making a 10 on a par 3 will definitely not do you any good at a U.S. Open. So started off really poorly, but played pretty well in the back 9. But overall, just a bad day in the office.
And you hope that she's got the ability to just write it off as that. Played even par round of 70 in round 2. She made 3 straight birdies at one point, got close to making the cut, but just one hole took her out of it. And it goes to just how isolating you can feel out there all by yourself. It's the tricky part of an individual sport. You got a caddy with you, but when it's going bad, we've all experienced that playing this game. Sometimes you just don't know where it's going, and the ability to fight through that. So there's more from Lexi Thompson, but I want to take a break because I want to get to Kat Garish-Magner of Cottage Golf Studio in Beaverton, Oregon. She's the founder and head golf professional at that Cottage Golf Studio. She played in high school. She played in college, played very well, and then turned to the golf professional, becoming a professional and a teacher, and what she learned playing back during her time that applies to, teaching students now, introducing the game to brand new students as well as people that want to get better and are competitive at some level, how to find the balance and how to use golf rather than letting golf use you. So we will do that. We'll hear from Lexi Thompson to close out the show as well. She playing in her final U.S. Open. We make the turn. It's Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Did you know the law requires insurance companies to pay you 100% of your auto claim in cash? At Leif's, we're here to help you do just that. It's your money. Thinking about cashing out, a partial repair, or for many, a pre-loss repair? We're on your side. Remember, it's your money, but to settle your claim 100%, you'll need a professional. Insurers will not settle your claim correctly without a pro working for you. Custom services, deduct assist, loaners, pickup and delivery. Leif's, we're always on your side.
Your roof. It protects you and your loved ones. So when you need to replace it, you want the best. Sawtooth Roofing is Portland's most trusted roofer, and every install comes with a done right guarantee. That includes a 50-year product warranty and 50-year workmanship warranty. Call 503-258-8017 to be sure one of your estimates is from Sawtooth Roofing. Call 503-258-8017 today for a free estimate, or visit sawtoothroof.com. Our most important roof is yours.
Ready for summer? Then check out Macy's and get what you need right now. Ready for vacation? Buy your swimsuits online and pick up in store to check the fit while you're there. Ready for the pool? Pick out the perfect towels, then pick them up curbside on your way. Last minute dinner party? Get same day delivery for outdoor hosting essentials before guests arrive. Get exactly what you need for summer just when you need it. Today at Macy's. More at Macys.com/free ship.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Auto accident? Need a loaner today? Call Lafe's Auto Collision Centers. We can get you into a replacement vehicle as early as today. At Lafe's, we work with all insurance companies. We process your claim fast, repair your vehicle to pre-loss, bill direct, and get you back on the road hassle-free. Need your vehicle picked up? Call Lafe's and we'll send out one of our fleet flatbed trucks to your home or office anywhere in the Northwest. Lafe's Auto Collision, the industry leader for 33 years, locally owned, the finest in collision repair.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Which new driver is best for your game? Who makes the best golf gear? Where should you take your next golf vacation? Which local course should you get to know better? This is the business of golf. Every week on Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
8:31 here, Golf in the Northwest. Following us, it'll be Sinner and Saint. Much to discuss there with all the playoff action going on. And then we got a unique doubleheader on the Fan. 1 o'clock, you will hear the Pacific Office Automation 147 right here. The Xfinity Series NASCAR race going on at PIR. 4:30 tonight, it will be Game 6 in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers. But right now, we are very pleased to have joining us Kat Garish-Magner. I did a little research, so I want to give you a proper introduction. Currently the founder and head golf professional at Cottage Golf Studio, led the Beaverton girls golf team to a fifth-place finish in the 1992 4A state championship here in Oregon. All West Coast Conference golfer her senior year at Santa Clara. Kat, good morning. Thanks for joining the show.
Good morning. I love hearing that. I forgot about the West Coast Conference.
Yes. Well, as the local honk for the West Coast Conference here, being the play-by-play voice of the Portland Pilots basketball team, easy for me to go find those stats. So
I love it.
Yeah. So I was excited when Dominic said, "Yeah, Kat's going to join you on Saturday." In addition to the studio that you've got started right there in Beaverton, also do some coaching with the girls golf team at Valley Catholic, and with the U.S. Women's Golf or the U.S. Women's Open going on. What we're seeing, Lexi announcing at age 29 she's retiring from competition. Yeah. Those sorts of things. I'm curious to know, and as it relates to your studio, they say one of the fastest growing demographics right now coming into the game are women and girls, and how the game is viewed from somebody who played it competitively, still plays competitively, 30 years ago. What did you learn about that process, and how do you teach them differently now than maybe you were taught growing up?
Well, there's a lot there. I'll talk about the women's, like the growth of the game in women's sports right now, I think is really exciting. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to start the studio, is to really serve that population and help foster more women into the game in a way that makes sense to women and a way that feels really comfortable. And so that's kind of the women's side of it, and how I teach And I really focus on that demographic. So instead of like these elite junior golfers, I'm teaching the moms who kind of missed out on golf 30, 40 years ago, who are like, wait, this is so fun. My kids are playing, my partner's playing, my friends are playing. I want to know how to play. And so that's really my sweet spot, is like getting more of those, like capturing more of those women who wish they would have learned younger, but never got the opportunity. And, you know, knowing that it's never too late to start golf, because you can play your entire life, like getting them into the game. So that's the women's side of it. On the junior competitive side of it, I think it's really interesting to see Lexi retiring at the U.S. Women's Open, where she started her career at age 12, and really talking about the mental health challenges and battles that it takes to play at that level throughout the years. And then looking at Asterisk Tally, who's the amateur and who's 15, and wondering like how their experiences will be different, because junior golfers talk about like that mental health battle and what it takes, the pressure that's put on them. And I think that her journey will be very different than Lexi's, going through her teenage and 20s, her years as she competes, because she'll have the resources available that a lot of golfers didn't have back then.
No question. And it's funny, you look at the individual sports, team sports, obviously you have a little bit more insulation to you. If you're playing basketball or volleyball or softball or something like that. But when you're in an individual sport, even though you're on a team, and then there's some camaraderie built there, it's still you out on the course, and your triumphs and your failures, you've got to navigate it. And some at young ages, whether it's golf, whether it's tennis, I look on the tennis circuit, Naomi Osaka has been very public about trying to understand, she's really good at playing tennis, but what does it actually mean versus Coco Gauff that seems to just thrive in it and is having a blast and has the right mentality. So coming into it from that younger standpoint, and girls that hope to go on and play in college and maybe seek a professional career, what are some of the things to ground them in understanding the competition and separating it from your own personal kind of evaluation and worth and self-esteem sort of situation?
Yeah, I think you could have all the talent in the world and not make it if you don't have the mental game, or the mental fortitude, or like being okay with failure and embracing success and going with the ups and the downs. And you say they talk about the individual sport being really lonely. And it's not even the competition part that's lonely when you're like just on your own because you don't have a team around you. But it's the practice. It's like the day in and day out, and like just making yourself get up and go to the course. I remember, when I was younger, one of my coaches said, if you it's a lonely game and you got to be okay with that. And it was sort of shocking to hear that, because you think about golf as a social game, but at the level that you need to get at to put in the hours and put in the practice and make it is lonely, and that can wear on people. But I think the differentiator is mental. I think that it you have to have what it takes between the ears.
No question. Kat Garish-Magner here from Cottage Golf Studio there in Beaverton, head professional, PGA associate professional as well. And that's kind of, as you talked about, okay, some of these moms where their kids got involved in golf, now wanting to be out there with them and be part of the fun. What's the biggest obstacle that you've heard and experienced in overcoming, getting into the game, and having it be a regular part of their social routine?
So I think there's two big factors that get in the way when it comes to women, working women, just the huge category. One is intimidation, because golf can feel really intimidating if you don't know what you're doing. And so I sort of I can sort of hold people's hands into that, which is nice. But walking into a golf shop when you don't know what to ask for and what to say, there's sort of this, tribal knowledge and all of these words. It's like a different language. And so that can be a huge barrier. And then the time. I think, a lot of women just don't have 5 hours to spend on a golf course on a Saturday. And it's not that they don't have it, it's that they choose not to use their time that way, right? And so I think that golf can be played a lot of different ways. And that's, again, something that I try to reinforce, is that you don't have to play 18 holes to say you play golf. Like, you can go play 9 holes. You can play 5 holes. You can play 12 holes. You can play, Operation 36 from 25 yards out. You don't have to play golf in the traditional way that golf feels like it should be played or says that it should be played in order to really enjoy the game.
Well, and so to tell a little bit about your studio, it's a little bit different approach. Embracing that is, you want people to go out there and feel confident, obviously developing skills, to go out there. And so the sense of accomplishment, I think that's maybe some of the challenging. Golf is hard. I think we watch these professionals out here making these ridiculous shots, both on the men's and women's tours, and we go, okay, I should be able to take a half-hour lesson and be able to do this. No, golf is hard. So what do you do to?
I mean, Nelly Korda just hit a 10 on a par 3 yesterday.
But what a little bit about your studio and all the different services, opportunities that you can provide to get more women coming down and getting into the game.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's very pretty studio. So you walk in and it really feels more like a spa than a golf facility. There's wallpaper and there's often wine and cheese and music. And so it just feels really comfortable. And then, my approach is really to meet people where they are. And so I have a lot of people who have never held a golf club, and they come in and they're nervous, and we start talking, and we just get comfortable really quickly. I have a TrackMan simulator, which is nice because you can use it at any level. You can just hit balls and see the ball flight, or we can put up all the data and really get into like the swing analysis and like micro changes that people need. So I have golfers of all level. My focus is really on women, but I teach everyone. So I have a lot of guys who come in because I think once they see the studio and get on the TrackMan and have the technology and meet me, I think they realize that it's a pretty fun place to learn golf.
Fantastic. And I know the website, I want to give the website here. Is it just Cottage? I got it up. Where is it? collegegolfstudio.com, all of the different resources. And then even though you have a studio, there is opportunities to get out and then play on courses that you're able to arrange with them too. So things like that. Where do you like to play? What's, you're an Oregon native. You played at Beaverton. What's your favorite course both in the area and as well as maybe within the state?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I love Tokatee. I was just down there with the Valley Catholic team for the state tournament, so it was lovely to be down there. I have a really soft spot in my heart for Astoria Country Club. I won the Oregon Coast Invitational twice down there in match play, and John Quast was down there at the time. He's one of my favorite local pros and mentors, and I just think that course is magical.
Well, that's fantastic. And you, I know you still compete in a lot of the OGA events. Jared Lambert, we've had him on. He does a great job. They're organizing that Oregon Coast Invitational again. So go to Astoria's website. There'll be a link to that if you're interested in getting into it. How important is it for you, especially coaching, a girls' high school team as well as getting out there on the courses and bringing it back to your newer students? How important is it for you to feel like I still need to compete? I need to go out there and test myself against fields and courses.
I do it. I think it's important to to always be learning and to remember that we're always learning and to remember what it feels like to have a bad round and a great round so that I can really relate. I love to compete. I miss a lot of those amateur tournaments, but that was a sacrifice I made in order to, join the PGA and help usher golf into more people's lives. But yeah, I mean, it is just the best being out on the golf course and challenging yourself and competing with that. I mean, it's because you can compete with others, but you can also compete with yourself and you compete with a course, and you could just take golf to whatever level you want to. And I just love it.
Well, fantastic. Well, I can tell, and we'd love to have you back on at some point. I'm over in Tanasbourne, so I'm going to have to come down and say hi.
Oh, great.
I want to see the studio.
You should come see it.
We will. I will definitely get down there. What's the address for people that want to come by and just pop their head in and say hey?
Yeah, it's right in downtown Beaverton. So if you know where the old Beaverton Bakery was, which any local will know.
Oh, yes.
I'm in the upstairs. I'm in this cute little, it's called Cottage Golf. I'm in a cute little Victorian cottage. And I'm just right above Binary Brewing in what is the former Beaverton Bakery on the corner of Broadway and Hall. So it's 12375 Southwest Broadway Street. But you really just need to know Broadway and Hall in Beaverton.
Yeah, you'll run into it. It's a pretty small downtown right there.
Yeah.
And you can go to cottagegolfstudio.com. Some great photos. You can see the studio, meet Coach Kat. And, we would love to see more and more people with this sort of introduction, not being intimidated by the game, just come in and what golf is all about. Thank you so much for taking some time. Best of luck. And, we look forward to having you back on down the road.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's really fun. And watch the U.S. Women's Open.
Watch the U.S. Women's Open, even though some of the big names aren't there.
Golf on.
It is a difficult test. You're going to see some amazing golf here this weekend. Thanks so much, Kat.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care. Kat Garish-Magner, Cottage Golf Studio there in Beaverton, founder and head golf professional. Check that out. Great conversation with her. Thanks so much. We'll come back. We will hear from Lexi Thompson, who announced she's retiring from full tour, LPGA Tour status. This is her last U.S. Open, at least for the near future. She's ready to get on to bigger and better things in her life, and so she'll explain at 29, moving on to the next phase. That when we come back, wrap up Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Hey, it's Suk, and let me tell you, there's a huge difference between having just a backyard and a true outdoor living space. After Vulcan Design and Construction finished with the project at my house, I can tell you it's worth it to work with the experts. Whatever you're dreaming of for your home, covered patio, custom fire pit, or an outdoor kitchen, the team at Vulcan can make that dream a reality and help you take your vision to the next level. For inspiration and ideas, check out the photos of their award-winning projects or schedule a free design consultation at vulcandc.com. That's vulcandc.com.
If you've been arrested for a DUI, call the Reynolds Defense Firm. This is McDaniel Reynolds with the Reynolds Defense Firm, and we specialize in just one thing. We represent good people facing DUI charges. If you've been arrested, the first thing you need is to find the right law firm to help you. The kind of law firm you can place your faith and trust into. A law firm that you can believe in, and one that will believe in you too. The Reynolds Defense Firm is exactly that kind of law firm for the clients we work with. We do fantastic legal work, and our team is second to none. While every case is unique and outcomes differ, what I can say is that our successes in the courtroom often border on amazing. And this isn't just a happy coincidence. Our attorneys have more than 35 years of experience in Oregon's DUI laws, and we understand the criminal justice system inside and out. When I say we do just one thing, I mean it. And this is why we are so effective. The Reynolds Defense Firm isn't right for everyone, but we are exactly the right firm to help good people who face DUI charges. Please keep our number in your telephone, and if someone you believe in has been arrested for a DUI, please call us right away. The Reynolds Defense Firm. We're solid. We're here if you need us, and we are very good at what we do.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
This is Golf in the Northwest on 1080 The Fan.
Thanks again to Kat Garish-Magner of Cottage Golf Studio for hopping on. Just some great insight. Love her energy, her enthusiasm for the game. And we'll look to have her joining us again on the show. But the big news at the U.S. Open leading into the week was Lexi Thompson's announcement. This would be her last U.S. Open, her 18th at the age of 29. First time she qualified was at age 12. And we've seen some young teenagers over the years qualifying for it as well. But she talked about after 11 wins, 1 major on the tour, 6 Solheim Cups representing the United States, but she hasn't won since 2019, nearly 5 years ago. She's had some injuries, but it wasn't the physical stuff that was the most challenging. She was rather open in her press conference about what led to this decision that after this year, she will step away from a full-time LPGA Tour schedule.
Being out here can be a lot. It can be lonely. Sorry if I get emotional. You know, we're not perfect. We're humans. Words hurt. And it's hard to overcome sometimes, especially with what's happened in golf. As of recent, too, a lot of people don't realize a lot of what we go through as a professional athlete. It's an ongoing battle to continue to put yourself out there in front of the cameras and continuing to work hard and maybe not seeing the results you want and getting criticized for it. I've struggled with it. I don't think there's somebody out here that hasn't. It's just a matter of how well you hide it.
And, that sentiment, obviously, last Saturday, just after we were done with the show, the news came Grayson Murray taking his own life after playing on a PGA tournament the day before. And his parents, being very public about what had happened and hoping that it will serve. And if people can understand to be kind, they are fulfilling a dream, but there's a lot that goes into sacrificing in order to giving a person the opportunity to put themselves out there and play professional golf. And yes, there's all sorts of spoils if you can achieve it, but there's a lot that you have to sacrifice in order to get there. Lexi was asked if she could go back to the 12-year-old Lexi that qualified for the U.S. Open. What advice would she give her?
It's tough. That's always a hard question, but I would just say enjoy every single experience, like really just embrace every shot you hit, every tournament you have, and just be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Enjoy every experience that you get to make and just being out here.
And so again, and lots of people say golf is one, it's a game you can play for life, but it's such, you can find metaphors for life as well. Life is hard, but being able to enjoy the little accomplishments, the simple triumphs along the way, whether it's meeting new people, playing with old friends, one good golf shot, that feeling of watching it as it happens, being in the moment. After her second round, not making the cut, she was asked what she'll remember now after her final U.S. Open.
It's meant the world to me. Like I said earlier in the week, this is where my whole dream got started when I was 12. I know when I teed it up first at Piney Noodles, that's where I wanted to be and playing against the best. And to continue to do so and to be playing in my 18th, even though it wasn't the way I wanted to end it, it was always special every time I teed it up in a USGA event. So I cherished every moment that I had.
Now, obviously, she's, there's a reason that she's ready for other things. One, she has accomplished, she's carried herself great over her career. Now she's got a lot of opportunities professionally in the business world, wherever she wants to go. And there are mentors out there like Lorena Ochoa and Annika Sorenstam that have found a way to stay involved in golf to help the next generation and getting more young girls involved in the game, but with all of the experience to find that, be able to find that balance. She was asked, though, what she won't necessarily miss from being a regular player on the tour?
What will I not miss? Maybe finishing at 8:30 and waking up at 5:30 and having to go out and play. No, I mean, I'll miss, the competitiveness of just being out here and all the friendships that I've made along the way. What I won't miss is just, being able to sleep in and not having to rush to the golf course and for a tee time and just having that every single day of my life. It's nice to have a balance, but I've loved it every single bit of the way. It's been harder times than others.
So you go, Lexi Thompson going. This will be her last full schedule on the LPGA Tour at age 29. Hoping that she will find a way to stay involved in the game. We've seen, Morgan Pressel move into the 18th Tower booth, whether she wants to get involved in broadcasting of the game, whether she wants to kind of go the Annika route, and maybe her name is one that there will be, corporate sponsors getting behind, whether it's having her own tournament the way that we see a lot of players do on the PGA Tour, whether it's, teaching the next generation. It'll be interesting to see, but all of the things that she went through once she's had a chance to get away, decompress, figure out what she wants to do next, sharing that with people, I think will be extremely important information and a great perspective to have and to hear from. So wish her the best of luck, but the U.S. Women's Open goes on again. Leader's going to tee off about 10:30. Peacock on the streaming service has the early round coverage. NBC will pick it up later this afternoon, rounds 3 and 4. Wachani Michai of Thailand looking for her first LPGA Tour win, -4. Andrea Lee at 2 under. Yuka Saso, Minji Lee 1 under. They are the only players under par. Hope that this turns out to be great. Learn about some new names. A couple of American amateurs up there as well. Asterisk Tally, Megan Schofield, Catherine Park. So the next generation, learn more about them, find out about their games, and celebrate the women's game. That'll do it for us. Thanks to Will Darkins. Thanks again to Kat Garish-Magner of Cottage Golf Studio in Beaverton. We'll talk to you next Saturday. Until then, I'm Jason. Hit 'em straight.
Squishy. Look, I'm in the rough quite a bit.
Sergio Garcia, Spanish rat. It's not like he's just sitting around sleeping all day.
I'm a super senior.
You know how easy I am.
Yeah, I know.
Features in Europe.
This month at Car Toys, it's all about Alpine. Find exclusive deals on receivers, speakers, amps, and more for a limited time. Choose from select Alpine Apple CarPlay Android auto receivers from $299 and get a $100 instant installation credit plus free speakers. Take up to 20% off Alpine speakers and subs. Save up to $150 on Alpine base packages starting at $239. Love what you drive at a store near you or cartoys.com.
Car Toys, a better way to go.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/radio. That's thefarmersdog.com/radio.
Summer starts now with Memorial Day appliance savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances from brands like KitchenAid. And right now, you can double your savings when you spend $2,500 or more. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Offer valid through 6/5. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now you're thinking, Comparion? Never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you